We are indeed currently making the third such transition since the independence of our nation. Our founding fathers embarked on a mission of course correction to transition from a colonial education system that prepared learners for servitude to one that gave them the tools to lead a newly independent nation. Indeed, sessional paper number 10 of 1965 laid the ideological foundation for this transition. We reorientated our education system and anchored it on 3 goals. And these were mutual social responsibility, Africanization, and economic productivity. In 1985, we made yet another monumental shift. We transitioned from the 7-4-2-3 system into the 8-4-4 system. But with time, the 8-4-4 curriculum became inconsistent with the aspirations of our growing nation, particularly because of its overload curriculum and its academic and examination-focused approach. Similarly, it proved rigid and unforgiving to the learner who did not fit into its mold. A mold that placed inordinate emphasis on content as opposed to competency, raw knowledge as opposed to hands-on skills. And as we began re-engineering it, we had to return to the fundamental principles of sessional paper number 10 of 1965. The spirit of this anchor instrument was simple. Citizens do not fail. It is systems that fail them. And if the systems are inconsistent with the aspirations of the people, they must be changed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at a tipping point in our education system. The old must give way to the new. The summons of our times requires us to reimagine how we educate our children. It requires us to be bold, not rigid. It calls on us to imagine a system that creates responsible citizens as opposed to subjects. A system that celebrates the creative potential of all our children as opposed to one that leaves them with labels of failure if they do not pass exams. We want a system that brings about freedom as opposed to conformity. And this is the promise of the competency-based curriculum. But the report we are launching today summarizes our response to the challenges we face even better. Indeed, as Franklin Roosevelt said, and I quote, so ably indicated, we can't always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future, end of quote. If the challenge of our time is that of rapid technological growth, then the response of our education system must be that of digital literacy. If the challenge of our time is the need to resiliently confront unprecedented crises such as COVID-19, then the response of our education system must be that of teaching our children the skills of critical thinking and problem solving.